What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we are going to be discussing some gear you absolutely want to get your hands on before the start of next season, Season 11. The reason being, quite honestly, is because this gear is getting a lot better, and there's not much to do right now in Season 10. Might as well spend some time grinding some fantastic gear so you don't have to do it next season when there's a ton of new stuff to do. And so, let's get started. But just before we do, I'm giving away a pair of ASTRO A40s plus the mix amp thanks to my partnership with ASTRO. If you want to enter, all you gotta do is like the video, share the video, give me your firstborn child. I'm just kidding. All you really gotta do is follow me on Twitter at RickKackis and tweet at me something with the hashtag Almighty Kackis. Because of the whole almighty crashing into the tower thing this season, I'm running out of ideas for these. Shut up. Alright, that's all you gotta do, and I'll announce the winner in a couple of days. Now, let's talk about this gear you want to grab, and what exactly is impacting it to make it so desirable. Well, in the most recent weekly update, Bungie unveiled some of the sandbox changes that are going to be hitting with Season 11. Every new season, we have a big sandbox update, and stuff gets buffed, stuff gets nerfed, but the thing we're going to be focusing on today is this line. Slug Precision Shotguns are getting their PvE damage increased by 30%. Just one simple line, but that has the potential to make a lot of difference within the PvE meta. It was just a simple line when it came to a grenade launcher buff back in the day, and grenade launchers totally took over the PvE meta for months. So this stuff can really matter. Now, let's actually talk about what kind of impact that's going to have. What is that 30% damage buff going to look like in terms of PvE damage output? Well, to find that out, we need to head to the Tribute Hall and see how Slug Shotguns are currently performing. Now, while we're there, we need to compare it to its competition. When people are utilizing shotguns in PvE, especially for damage output, they're most commonly using rapid-fire frame shotguns, like this kinetic Perfect Paradox. Now, I'm using this one because it's 1000 light. I have a much better PvE version with Demolitionist and Trench Barrel, but again, we're not looking at perks, we're just looking at the base damage output of the base weapon. And importantly, it's 1000 light, and we're comparing it to this Blasphemer. This is also 1000 light. It has Swashbuckler and Quickdraw. Again, those won't come into the test. So, when it comes to this Perfect Paradox, how much damage output does it actually have? Well, as you can see, against this simulated ogre, it's doing 9,662 damage per shot. And you're getting that number consistently, so that means all pellets are hitting right up front in the crit. Now, with a rate of fire of 140 rounds per minute, this equates to a DPS of 22,545, and that's literal damage per second. If you were to reload or shoot slower than the fire rate cap, this number would go down. But it gives us a good value of just how much damage you're dealing with the rapid fire frame shotguns. So let's now take a look at the Slug Shotguns. They're going to do 15,426 damage with a rate of fire of 65 rounds per minute, and this equates to a damage per second of 16,712 damage. And we can see why they're getting a buff. This is significantly lower than the rapid fire frame damage output. However, interestingly, my Blasphemer does have Assault Mag, which is going to increase your rate of fire from 65 to 70. How much of a difference does that make? Well, as you can see, with the new rate of fire, we're doing 17,997 damage per second. So a little bit higher, but not that insane. So we can use these numbers and just add 30% to the damage. The new damage is going to be 20,054. Now, with the rate of fire of 65 without Assault Mag, the new DPS, so starting in Season 11, is going to be 21,725. And that is already quite a bit closer to the rapid fire frame shotguns. That is a significant improvement. Now actually with Assault Mag, your new DPS will be 23,396, and that is actually higher than a base level rapid fire frame shotgun. So Slug Shotguns next season are gonna be in contention for the best PvE shotguns in the game. Now of course, when we have stuff like Trench Barrel, stuff like Swashbuckler, Rampage, Assault Mag for the rapid fires, all that stuff, when perks get involved, it gets a lot more complicated. But this test does absolutely show just how much better Slug Shotguns are going to be getting. So definitely hedging your bets and getting your hands on some good ones is a fantastic idea. So which ones should you be looking to grind for? And here we have the problem of weapon retirement. I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but unfortunately, none of the current Slug Shotguns are necessarily going to be carrying forward into the fall expansion. But that still does mean they're going to be extremely viable within Season 11, and could be very viable in the fall expansion, just not in endgame content. Still, I think, very worth getting your hands on. So, the first one we have is the one I used in the test, and that is the Blasphemer. This is going to drop from the Altars of Sorrow public events on the moon, and it rotates from day to day to day, so on a day that it drops, it's dropping all day, and you can farm it over and over again as long as you complete the activity and beat the final wave and get that chest. Now, as for a great PvE roll, what you want to look for is firstly, of course, Assault Mag or one of the Extended Mag perks to increase your overall damage output. Then, in the first perk column, you do have auto-loading holster, which is going to let you shoot off all your rounds, switch to a different weapon, switch back to this, and it'll be reloaded, which can be very good when it comes to damage phases. But honestly, Outlaw is a pretty decent perk as well. It's getting a bit of a nerf, but still, it's very easy to activate with a Slug Shotgun. It's going to increase your reload pretty significantly. And to be honest, Pulse Monitor is getting a huge buff as well, and it's going to let you switch to this weapon while fully loaded if it spawns with it, so that may be worth looking at as well. In the second column, I think you're really going for, if you want pure DPS, Triple Tap. That's going to be very easy to activate and just give you a significantly larger magazine while you're damaging bosses or what have you. But you can also go with Rampage or Swashbuckler if you want to use this shotgun just for killing mobs as well. Moving on from there, another great Slug Shotgun to farm is the Good Bone Structure. It is significantly easier to get because it just drops as a gunsmith weapon, so you can use all those extra weapon materials, dump them all in, and get a great Good Bone Structure. As for the roll you're looking for, you can get Assault Mag, Tactical Mag, etc. on it, and it spawns with, importantly, full auto trigger system. I think this is pretty good, and it's going to let you reach that fire rate cap a lot easier. But if you have a great trigger finger, definitely Outlaw is, as always, a good choice. Field Prep could really be the best thing here to give you more reserves, which helps in a damage phase. And again, the upgraded Pulse Monitor could be pretty decent too. Now, in that second category, we have yet again Triple Tap, and that's going to be just as fantastic. We also do have Rampage as a good option as well. Now, moving on from there, something that you can't necessarily farm right now, but you definitely want to check your vaults for, is the Gunnora Axe from the Iron Banner. Now this, you're again looking for Assault Mag or an Extended Mag perk. Then you've got full auto trigger system, yet again, Outlaw, and Field Prep, and upgrade Pulse Monitor, and auto-loading holster, like a lot of fantastic PvE perks in that first perk slot. And then the second perk slot, you have Rampage, you have Swashbuckler, both great, again, especially if you're mobbing. You have Triple Tap, which is fantastic in those extended, boss fights and so on. But I really think you're looking for Demolitionist. Demolitionist is one of the best PvE perks, honestly, in the game. I'm liking it more every time I use it. Not only is it going to get your grenade back a lot faster, which matters quite a bit, especially because armaments is definitely a real thing in PvE, but mainly it's that you can throw a grenade and instantly reload your weapon. So you can go ham with full auto and assault mag and then as soon as you're out, chuck a grenade and get all 6 rounds back immediately. That is a big deal. And then the last shotgun I'm going to mention is kind of a wild card. It's from back in the day for you year 1 vets. If you're having trouble getting any of the shotguns I've mentioned, you know, RNG is screwing you over, you can get the Unification VII New Monarchy shotgun. Now why? Well, it's a slug shotgun and it comes with assault mag to increase the rate of fire and full auto trigger system. Of course, the new age weapons with double perks are gonna be better. But again, if you can't get one of those just for a pure damage phase, this is going to be putting out a significant amount of DPS. And if you're not able to trigger stuff like Swashbuckler, Rampage, and so on, the best you can ask for is Assault Mag plus full auto trigger system. Just another interesting choice I thought I would mention. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.